Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, friends and family. Hello, community. Pray you all are well. Pray you're enjoying your Saturday. It's been nice. We've had some sunshine. Other than the wind, it's been a beautiful day. So, I've had something on my mind all day long, and I would like to share that with you all. I think the reason why I've thought about it all day is because I need to share it. So, here goes. Last Friday night, I attended a church and I went to a prayer service. They had a worship service, a worship prayer service. And when I got there, I was tired. I was exhausted. It was Friday night. I've worked hard all week and I was just done for the week and didn't want to do anymore, but I went to the prayer service anyway. So that's kind of the mindset I had when I first got there. And then, I was there for a while and I was like, okay, I'm getting my second win. I'm enjoying this. The singers were singing and the band was playing and it was good times. It was starting out like, okay, this is doing good. Well, we were all praying and I was praying and I kept repeating, Lord, pour out your spirit on your church, pour out your spirit on your church. And I said that a whole lot and I think there was a lot of blessings that happened last week. But anyway, so I had took to crying. So I don't cry a whole lot, but I do cry sometimes. So this time Friday night I took to crying and I was big crocodile tears crying and I was bending over with my hands on my knees, like just crying it out, just crying out from my heart and just crying out to the Lord. And I went to the altar and I just stood there and raised my hands and praised God and everything. But while I was there, I grabbed some tissues. I wiped my big tears and everything. And I had a sweater on that night. It was a little chilly. And, I just stuck those tissues down in my pocket in my sweater. So I didn't think no more of it. Okay, whatever. So after that, I went home and it was the new day and all that stuff. So Saturdays are my planned days to do laundry. So I washed my sweater and all my laundry that Saturday, and this week I kind of just let it hang out in the dryer because I didn't really need it. I had other clothes I could wear, so I um I didn't really mess with my laundry anymore. I didn't hang them up, I didn't fold them up, I didn't do anything with them. I just left them in the dryer. It's been one of those weeks. So this morning I was going to do some more laundry because it's another Saturday. So I go to get the laundry out after I fluffed it up a little bit. Got the wrinkles out because I don't iron. But anyway, I did the de-wrinkle thing. I fluffed it up and I'm going through there and I'm pulling piece by piece of my clothes out. And as I'm doing that, pieces of tissue is falling out of the dryer. Little balled up pieces, bigger pieces, little bitty shreds of pieces, but not enough to make a mess, but enough to say that this tissue has come apart. So that made me think, it really touched my heart because last Friday night I was in a place of tired, of worn out, of broken, of just so many things, many burdens on my shoulders that I was done carrying that week, done carrying that night. I was giving them away and I cried them all out on those tissues and I just tucked them away. I'd forgot that they were in that sweater. I didn't think of anything, in being in there when I put it in the washing machine, but it was. And today when I got those tissues out of the washing machine, they were, kind of if they were bigger, they might would have been usable again, but they were clean. They were washed and dried and fluffed up with no wrinkles in them. And that's what God does to us. That's how the Lord blesses us. We take our burdens to Him and we cry them out, and He holds our burdens like He held my tears in that tissue. And most of the time when you wash and dry a tissue, you get lint all over your dark clothes and everything, but I really don't have any lint on this shirt today. So, he don't. He don't take our burdens and make them a mess. He cleans them and cleanses us so that we can be renewed. So I don't I did not keep the tissues to reuse them. I am frugal, but not too frugal. So, but just think about that. Psalms 35, 30, chapter 30, verse 5 says, "Weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning." I can remember Saturday. I was in a good mood. So obviously I had to be in somewhat of a good mood to clean my house and do laundry. 'Cause I'm not one for that. Now, not that I neglect it too much, but it's my least favorite things to do. I'd rather sit outside than do house cleaning. But anyway, God renews us. He renews our spirit. He renews our mind. He renews everything that needs to be renewed by washing us and cleansing us. And that happens from the inside out, you know? So you get tumbled all around like in the wash machine and then fluffed all up in the dryer. But it really blessed my heart and it brought tears to my eyes to see that, to even think that, to understand that message that God was giving me. So I hope it's been a good little message for you. I don't know what anybody's going through, but I know that everybody has a burden, but you might cry yourself to sleep sometime, but joy is gonna come in the morning. If you give it to the Lord, joy is gonna come in the morning. So you might endure it for a night, but hold your head up and y'all have a good weekend. Church is in the morning, so I hope y'all make it and y'all have a good service and everything. So we'll head out and I'm going to another prayer service. So I'll chat with y'all later. Good night.